Well, guys, it finally happened. We are in bed with the Mafia. Welcome back to Hollywood Animal. Hope you're having a great day. We are currently making a very expensive film that I spent a lot of money on called The Sicilian Tiger, which is the story of the Don's mobster life, very heavily embellished. It's awesome. Patrick, why don't you go ahead? Okay, hold on. Let's pause this here. I want to see how we can develop those new story ideas. So, if we were to go to Patrick and I were to tell him to do this, look at this, excellent. Okay. So, I want more settings, right? Um, let's try to get settings. So, Patrick, start researching that. Now, what we can do, we can go in here and let's see if we can just find who's cheap, right? Gearhard, you're fairly cheap. You're uncapped. So let's hire you. Let's grab Arthur. I mean, you can't get any better, but that's not your purpose. That's not going to be your purpose. I'm okay with that. So, Arthur, you're in. Okay, they say where 7 people agree, 8 will fight. I don't know how it is in the other professions, but it's absolutely true with screenwriters. They're a capricious and jealous bunch. It still amazes me how they can produce lines worthy of Shakespeare and the next second turn into unbearable children. Anyways, I wouldn't recommend having more than 7 writers at a time. Otherwise, you can't expect them to be productive. Jay, I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Little bumper there, I guess. Arthur, your job. Go here and let's find a protagonist, please. And then Gerhard, go here and then let's find a antagonist. Go ahead. That is going to be your guys' job. That is what you are going to do. You are going to simply find us new elements. Police protection has expired. We should probably consider something about that. Let's go ahead and grab more. Can we do anything with our bootlegger friends? No. Should we do anything for the mayor? We could have another mayor's party to get more influence. That would bring us down to 60. We could do that. Go to the mayor's party, 300 influence. Okay, DA. I don't know what to do with him. Maybe if you further the relationship, he'll have better things, but his thing just seems to be do my thing to get more things from me. An Endless Candle. 5.6 film. Is Bernard? So is this going to be a comedy? Yeah, it's comedy, drama, detective, romance, modern American city, hopeless romantic. There's a bandit. I don't hate it, Bernard. Yeah, we can make this. An Endless Candle. Okay, cinematographer. We got Leslie for a year. He's at 4.9. We could do this here. We could do this like this, this like this. Alright. Okay, that's good. 31,000, 71 days. Pretty cheap. Use the Hespro, which is expensive, but it's fine. Maybe we'll... Alright, 227,000, 74 days. It's quick. Grab a producer on this one. Vincent, you have 3 movies left. We'll grab a director on this one. You know, we can put Anthony on this. Our hopeless romantic. Could be... Jane? I mean, she's been a love interest. She's been in romance. She's been in comedy. Yeah, we can put her in that. And our bandit will be... Our bandit... I don't really want them to outshine the lead. I mean, we only have 1 movie left with you. You've been in a comedy, you've been a cop, you've been in a romance. That's fine. We'll get you out of our are stable. 227,700, or sorry, 74 days. Go. Okay, so now, hopefully, oh, here we go, more events. Thomas Litvin. A quiet, leisurely business meeting in a fine restaurant. That's how I hoped we'd meet when the time came, but circumstances dictate otherwise, so let's act like old friends and get straight to business. After that, we'll catch up, I promise. I value fair competition, and I'm not out to ruin anyone. Anybody who gets into a business as tough as this one deserves respect, no question. Although when Arthur Gernstein is in front of me, I feel like ripping the skin off of his smug face. So when the first came to me with this idea of an alliance, I considered throwing the unprincipled leech down the stairs. I'll be damned, but I suppose I should give him some credit. When all those politicians and loudmouth activists started ganging up on our industry, Gernstein was thinking about it all for all of us. Maybe for the first time. He wasn't just covering his own wrinkled ass. He realized the only way to stand up to them was together, and he's the only one with enough connections and influence to unite us all under one flag. Though I bet you're thinking like me, better to mind your own business and not even get into this whole mess. But if we just stand aside, we'll get eaten. The alliance is going to happen with or without us. The only difference is, without us, Gernstein will be running things his way. With us, maybe the voice of reason and decency can drown him out. I'm asking you for your help. Let's support the alliance and together prevent it from turning into a charade. Head of Evergreen. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Litvin. Thank you for contacting me. I see your point. Okay. Has you noticed how the sun has faded? It doesn't shine as brightly. Let me guess, vacation? 6 months. Yeah, I think we only had one film left with you, Jose, so you can do that. That's fine. Okay, what have we got here? High level protection. Good. So if we get into any more legal scrapes, we can get that handled. Now we could go free contract termination, or we could delay the contract payment 50-50. If you prematurely terminate a contract for one project with an actor, cinematographer, director, or producer, you will recuperate half of that contract's amount. Or, I mean, you know, this is like 7 years. So, pay no penalty for early termination of an employee's contract. Okay. It's fine by me. Sicilian Tiger. Liquor, I barely knew her. We still have 1/4 in seats. We've made $1.2 million on this film. It's currently in the 4th spot in week number 8. I don't know how much we want to wrangle out of this, right? If we try to push it down to that 0% and do another 4 weeks, it's still going to be in our... we're still renting something here, which we shouldn't be because this is in our own theaters. But we made $1.2 million on this, on a puff piece. Perfect. It reached the number 2 spot. It's a profitable film. Send it to the archives. Eugene Hart, my contract is expired. He's a producer. He's a 4.9. Sure. But you and everyone else are going to a per movie contract agreement. You will still get medical insurance because I'm a nice guy. 26. Good. Signed, sealed, delivered. Okay, the Sicilian Tiger. This is our big mobster movie. And by big, you know, it is going to be pretty big. Oh, we butchered it. Dang it, we butchered it. Shoot. No one helped this film. I mean, we put so much money into it. Damn. Oh, Bob, go handle this. Start production. Maybe we can make it back up in the back end. Unguarded Frontier. I don't know what this is, but it's trash. Chris, you wrote this, huh? Detective, evil witch, search for a killer, antagonist for Pence. Don't even do that. That's terrible. Okay. which means I need you to be writing something else. Action, Fantasy Kingdom, cop, historical, modern American city, cowboy, adventure, Fantasy Kingdom, daring adventure. All right, that's at least a cohesive plot. Can we use experience on this, or should we get... We could get Bernard. You know, this could be a good film. Or we could get Chris a little bit more experience. Why don't you start writing this? And then let's go to our script workshop and try to find something for Bernard. So, Bernard, what do we want here? We want this to be a comedy. In bed with the mob. Okay. This is going to be a comedy, action, yeah, this will be like a comedy action movie. Okay. Kind of split this here like this. Modern American City. The protagonist is going to be a working man. The antagonist is going to be a corrupt official. Okay. He's gonna have a love interest. Themes and events. We're gonna have winning the beloved, divorce, jousting tournament, prison break, not really, alcohol, spirit of freedom, avenging loved ones, generational conflict. We're gonna have a bank robbery. So our working man gets involved with a corrupt official who is secretly working for the mob, in bed with the mob. And he has to rob a bank in order for him to you know, make ends meet. Like, basically he gets roped into working for the mob by having them rob a bank. And at the end, he's going to have redemption. Okay? So this is going to be a comedy action. Bernard's going to write it. We'll see what we can do there. Dennis, I'm planning to quit because I'm not getting paid enough. Will you increase my salary? No. Nope. I would like to pay our writers as much as I possibly can, but you guys are asking for percentage increases, which is absolutely insane, right? Behind the Dark Alley, we'll add a tagline here. I don't know. Truth lies in the dark. Good. Release. Good. Now, let's see. Behind Dark Alley gets a B. It's a 6.3. Bone Grinder loves it. Right? He's all about it. A fresh look at the worn-out detective character. It's a shame that most people demand the same food in their trough. Okay, good. Homer gets experience. Everyone gets experience. Who leveled up here? Walter did. Okay, good. Yeah, so what I was saying is I want to pay our scriptwriters, you know, what they're worth, but I also don't want them to have a 500% increase, right? That just, imagine walking into your boss's office and being like, hey, you know, I haven't really done much. I'm not the best employee, but I want 500%. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. That being said, you know, I spend $40,000, $50,000 on actors and actresses. So, you know, as someone who is a writer, like, I get it. I would like to get that money, but you have to be, if Felix asks for it, I'm going to give it to him. You know, if Bernard asked for it, I'm going to give it to him because they're our top performers. Right? Endless Candle. The director did good on this. Okay. Well, down in the mid range. 8 days a week, 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. I don't have any security available for you guys, so hopefully nothing bad happens. An actor in the lead role must have a commercial status of rising star or higher. Uh-oh. 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 Did I not put in a rising star? I think I did. We're gonna pay our taxes, obviously, because I'm not gonna piss off the IRS. Where is the Sicilian tiger? How do I... Whoa. Now markers lagging behind according to plan. If you're behind schedule, you can film for more days than planned, but only at an additional expense. Okay, I mean, that's fine. I need to find out who is... So Michael Allen. Oh, good. Rising star. Oh, whew. I was like, oh, dude, we're gonna end up with a horse head in our bed. We messed up the mob boss's movie. We got there in the end. All right. Riots have erupted in theaters across America. Protesters have broken windows and attacked visitors. Over 300 people have been injured and 16 killed. The cause of the rioting was the film 601 Skirts, which features two friends going to a luxurious ball organized by the governor of California and competing to see which of them can sneak a peek under the most skirts by the end of the evening. Viewers were outraged by the provocative plot. One protester demanded, "Run these Hollywood animals out of the country." Another suggested, "Tax the movie makers so much that they die. The only way that they'll understand." Okay, so in 1932, someone released like an American Pie, Animal House type film, and people are not happy with it. Which, I mean, okay. You know, let's go here with high quality costumes. Yeah, we can actually speed this up with money too. So let's put 100K into this, and you know, maybe 200 of our influence puts us at 1600 influence. We can get this in 400 days. So let's grab that. I mean, I get it, right? People have sensibilities that they want to see their views represented and things like that. But I mean, is that a great thing to be teaching people? No, but it could have been a funny story, right? And I'm not justifying it. Like, no dude should treat ladies that way, but it's no different than like Porky's, American Pie. It's no different than those type of things, right? $700 a month. Keith, head of security, you're in. Whoa. All right. Film Studio Alliance of America. The heads of the largest film studios in the United States are establishing a professional alliance. Members of the alliance will jointly regulate the rules of the film business. Do you want to pay a membership fee and become part of the alliance? So canceling is not an option here, so I guess I'm saying yes. I mean, you didn't give me much of a choice, game, but yeah. All right. Well, now we have these guys to deal with. Oh no. What's this? Someone put candy in Jane Fisher's makeup bag. When she unwrapped it, there was shit inside. Oh my god. She's seeing a psychologist now and demanding that we catch the pest. Oh shit. We didn't put security on this set, dude. Damn it. Alright. I mean, she can take a little vacation. Jane, I am so sorry about that. I don't know what kind of animals are going on here. Okay, Behind the Dark Alley made $329 in profit. It dropped off pretty heavily. We still have 50% there. For some reason, we're renting $19, which is weird. But I mean, we don't really have anything else at the moment, so maybe we can just extend this distribution and see what happens. All right. Okay. God, people putting shit in candy bars and giving it to our actresses? What is going on in this set? What is going on in this studio? That's $1,000 in cash back into our bank account. Good. That's good. Behind the Dark Alley is still making some money there. 4.7 million. Rose. My mother had a stroke. She can't walk anymore and can hardly speak. She won't hear any talk of nurses, even refuses to eat unless I'm the one feeding her. I know where this is going. You may absolutely help your mother. Please do. Please do. I'm planning to quit because I'm not getting paid enough. Will you increase my salary? Again, right? You know, this is close to 500%, right? Or 300%, 400%. Like, it's just so much. Now, should this dude be having a living wage? Yeah. You know, he's making $300 a month. You know, he's making $3,600 a year, but he's making $3,600 a year in 1932. You know, no, dude. In Bed with the Mob comes in at a 6.3. And the critics actually like it more than the audience does, okay? That's because Bernard is good. You know, if Bernard comes in and asks for more money, we're going to give it to him. For sure. We're going to start this project. Cinematographer. I mean, I have some of our bigger ones, but we're going to have to give it to Jesus. You know, you can have a soundstage. Ooh. Get 2 stars on the bank. Right. Oops. Hotel scene. Yeah, there you go. Continue. Filming technology, Hespro, sound technology, Dominus. Let's try to keep this, you know, let's try to keep this up there. Okay, producer. It's gonna be Eugene. Director on this one. You know, see, here's the problem. Like, we don't have Eddie available, we don't have Sisman available. I think this was his last movie anyways. So maybe we need to look for a better quality director. You know, if we were to say, okay, let's look at James Todd, he's not exactly happy, and he might be overkill for this particular thing. I mean, well, first off, Jesus at a 5.8 for $43. Yeah. And you're coming with me for, you know, 3 years. And I'm not even going to give you health insurance. Welcome on board. Right? That's just an amazing deal. Okay. You know, we could get Steve Hamilton. He's a 5.5. He likes detective. He likes historical. He likes unrequited love. He's, you know, cheaper than James, but James is a 7.1. So, I mean, if we were to go here and say, hey, you know, James, let's work together for 3 movies, and I'm going to give you medical insurance. What is that going to cost me? You know, $63,000. Okay, but can I make more off of that from him in my movies? Right? So if we put him in here, for example, and you know, we say, hey, welcome on board, have a cigar. Gets him a little bit up there. We have to buy more cigars. Now we have our working man. Okay. He's been a working man. You know, he knows this role. I don't want him to get him typecasted, but he's really happy with his job. For our love interest, now we have no female actresses. We have no female talent at the moment. So, you know, Bernice, right? She's a 4.9. We can grab her on the cheap and say, hey, or maybe we can grab her for 3 movies. Even better. I like it. You know, 19,000. Can we make more off of Bernice than if we were to just wait? You know, we need movies out here. We need to get movies out. So, Max, you know, are these guys the professionalism of this script? No, but everyone is pretty happy. Bernice just got bought on board. Here's a cigar. That makes her really happy. You know? So, let's see what we can do here. 98 days, 332,000. Accepted. Go. You know, Behind the Dark Alley, making $500,000. Okay. And now we have the heads of the major film studios in the United States have established a professional alliance. Okay, so our first order of business is to create the Pollux Film Awards. Every year, the Alliance will celebrate professional accomplishments with the Pollux Award. Okay. Sure. We're going to pass this, so I don't really care. Right? All of these studios say yes to this. I'm good with it. Let's create an award show. That's perfect. Now, this is where our influence is going to start to get really important, I'd imagine. All that influence that we're building up, all the marriage parties and things like that, you know, they're going to probably say, hey, I don't want you making movies that have divorce. I don't want you making movies that have this or that. And we're going to have to try to fight against that. We're going to have to try to fight against the censorship that the Alliance is allegedly trying to keep us away from. Bronze Shoes. During adventure, tribal chief, love triangle, protagonist overcomes self-doubt. It's a historical romance adventure set in a fantasy kingdom. Like if this was on an island, that would be pretty good. We don't really have much going on at the moment, but you know, let's shelve that for a second. Okay, week 8, 4%. We made 505,000. You know, so we're seeing a profit. We just have to start getting more. David Jenkins, producer. My contract has expired. You're 4.5. Sure. You're moving to 3 movie deals, and you get medical insurance. Okay. So right now, our writers aren't working on anything. Nice. Now we can have more story elements in our story. We can have more story elements in our story. If we do a new story element every 6 months, that's not bad. Throw some money into this. Oh, no, that's influence. I don't want to waste influence right now. So we'll get this in less than a year. That's perfect. Okay. Now, our writers aren't working on anything. So, you know, Felix, for example. Let's give Felix an idea. Action, fantasy kingdom, cop. Could Felix make this good? I mean, yeah, maybe, right? But, you know, what we could also do is we could just go, you know, not another cop movie, right? And this is going to be an action detective comedy, right? Like that. And it's going to be set in a modern American city because we don't have anything else yet, but that's what we're working on. We're working on that. So if we get a cop here, we're going to have a cop. Our antagonist, you know, is going to be a criminal mastermind. Supporting characters, damsel in distress, femme fatale, right? We're going to have our themes here be a, you know, a shootout. Okay. And then in the finale, the antagonist gets punished, right? So like this is a super generic story. This is a super generic story, but we could sell this and hopefully make some money off of it. So Felix, instead of just sitting there, you're our 5-1 writer. You're the best that we have in the stable at the moment. You know, go do that. Bernard, you're our comedy writer. You know, Chris, I need you working on something. I need you finding me, you know, more settings. Go find me more settings. Okay. Arthur's doing that. Cleo, my contract has expired. She's a 4-4. Yeah, sounds good. 3 movie deal. Go ahead. Medical insurance, because I have it. You know, 16,000. Hell yeah. Cleo, we're going to get some stuff for you. Bernard, though. Let's go to Bernard. You know, look at all these scripts, right? Look at all this stuff that we have. So we can start getting rid of some of this. Like, you you know, tropical island, daring adventurer. It's got a bank robbery, a damsel in distress. There's a murderer. The sweethearts stay together. You know, that it's fine. It's very busy. You know, whereas this is like a tropical island, daring adventurer, femme fatale, and tribal chief. Okay, this is a clock with three hands. Felix wrote this. Is it going to be great? No, it's not. But it's going to be a movie, right? And it's going to be the the lost city of the lost city of Raoul. All right, and now we can take Thomas, who's well and above this. He's got 3 movies on there. You know, throw that on. We're still using our good soundstage C1, so we'll, you know, throw this on to C or A1. And you know what, dude? Like, I don't even care. Let's go on location. Here, let's go on location. Oops. For the native settlement, though, you know, we can do a cave on the sound studio for better. Fine. This is going to take a lot of time, 132 days, but it's $63,000. Okay, so obviously it gets more expensive with the Hespero. Honestly, it gets more expensive with the Dominus. We want the props. We want the crew. You know, $423,000 is a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. But like Roy, this could be in your wheelhouse. You know, Lewis, this could be in your wheelhouse. For our detective, we could go David. For our femme fatale, we could go Rosa. For the tribal chief, I mean, we would want someone who's going to be more of a tribal chief than our 2 fraternity boys here from a school in Cambridge. But okay. Let's see what we can do with this. No story on the spot. Okay, well, try again. That's your job. We've known each other for years, and I know everything, and you know everything about me. True, I can be harsh. Yes, I always say what I think, and yes, for the sake of Los Angeles, I may have done some questionable things. And I'll let you know a little secret. I can get in a subordinate's face when needed. No one can ever say I don't love this city and its people, but these journalists, they don't see a real person. Show a bit of flesh, and like vultures, they peck, peck, peck. They dug up some non-existent mistress in some non-existent mansion in Honolulu, the slugs. You and I both know I'm here for you, for the people. I'm going to put this as plain as I can. To get re-elected for a second term, I need money, a lot of money. But there's a lot of would-be donors. I have to be selective. Since you're the most worthy among them, I nominate you to be the first donor. So what do you say? Will you avail yourself of the privilege? I mean, I'm not giving you $100,000 in cash, Mr. Mayor, you know, but I support Fred. He's helped us, you know. Yeah, I mean, just let's do it. Apply. Go. Donate. There we go. All right, so we're keeping the mayor on our side, right? Go. Find me that other story element. If I knew you were a man of your word, rest assured I will rule this city with an iron fist. In my second term, I'm not letting anyone down, from corrupt officials to corrupt police officers, and I'll always support honest businessmen and my good friends and fix any issues that may come up. Awesome. Post-production. Oh, okay. Concert hall. Good. No, let's go with, yeah, let's go with Superior Sound Studio. All right. Oh, problems. Hold on. I will get to that in a second. Scouting office. We can throw this in. Right here. Yeah, Let's throw our scouting office in here. We can... We'll go Luxta on that. And then if we were to go in here, we have a concert hall. Okay. Let's put our concert hall right here. This one I'm going to pay extra for because I want the quality to be higher. All right, good. Now, what is going on with An Endless Candle? The leading actress doesn't eat meat, but one of the key scenes her character is supposed to eat a rare steak. It's important for the plot of the film since it shows the heroine's character development. But Jane Fisher is refusing to do the scene and insists the whole episode be cut. Rewrite the scene so there's no steak. There we go. Guys. In bed with the mob. Where are we at here? 94,000. Drops down pretty hard. You know, we got to try to figure out how to get better at making the, like, what went wrong here? You know, is it purely just their professionalism? Like, is it because they don't work on this type of movie? Right? We got to kind of dial that in. We're going to need to dial that in. Jacob Berth. Yeah, that's Jason Bourne. Okay. So this comes out as an 8.5. This is up there with like Rotten Fate script. Okay, this is just like a spy, you know, this is just an action movie. You know, I mean, okay, so the cinematographer is a 7.6, right? So I guess maybe that's what we need. We need better people to be working for us. You know? But here's the problem. Like Emma, for example, is our very best editor. Emma, when was the last time I gave you a gift? Oh, I've had to have given you a gift. Have I not? Well, have a watch. Have a whiskey. You're amazing, you know? Lewis, same thing. But these two, you know, they're half of this. So until we get something better, which might just be them having to level up, or we might have to try to find someone, you know, our films are going to keep taking this hit. Which is obviously, you know, the name of the game, right? We have to try to figure this out. We have to try to manage this to the best of our ability. Let's go into services. Let's go to gifts. We need more cigars for sure. 5 cigars. We're going to need probably a lot of these. $30,000 for some whiskey. Let's start with 4. And then we'll grab 4 more watches. Okay. Good. Alright. But I do like trying to figure this all out. Hello. Peter, what can I do for you? I just watched Liquor I Barely Knew Her. It gets me every time, man. This was our collab between the mob and the DEA, and I don't think either one of them knew it. I just watched Liquor I Barely Knew Her. It's a lovely piece, and Wilson Newman, what a talent. You can't take your eyes off of him. His voice, his expression, his movements, everything just top notch. I'd say he's my favorite actor now. I would love to talk to him, not just about art, but life in general. I expect he's an intriguing conversationalist. Could you arrange a meeting for us? Yeah, you okay? You want to talk to You want to talk to Wilson, Peter? That, you know, he's a good looking dude. I'm with you, man. Yeah, okay. How exciting! Thanks a lot. I hope I have time to go on a diet and lose some of this goose fat. Okay. All right. Lewis Tanner, 4.0 actor. You're capped though, right? Yeah. Lewis, it was fun, dude. Thank you. Good luck in the future. Dinner with the police chief. Negotiate. Wilson, this feels weird, okay? But I just need you to 35K? What about a watch? Okay. You want me to pay you $35,000 to go eat food with the chief of police, who's a fan of yours, by the way. Admittedly, there was some undertones in that conversation, but I'm not promoting that. Oh my god. Fine. $35,000 for dinner. Go. This was the best day of my life. I have never experienced anything like this. You're a real wizard. Thanks. I swear to God, you better do something for me. Hold on. I'm not getting the short end of the stick here. You know what, dude? I want you to go and raid my competitors. Okay? Yeah. Go do that. Go to Gernstein Brothers. Start a raid on them. Yeah. Start harassing them. That is more worth my $35,000 for your dinner. Okay, Sicilian Tiger. A substantial amount of money. $500,000. Goes up to an 8.6. Okay. I mean, we invested a lot into this. There's some serious talent in here. Happiness in the cast and crew. Start post-production, which means... Oh, no. Right? We don't have Emma. And there's no one else that can do this. And I can't, like, poach people. I can't, like, steal people from another studio. Shoot. Oliver, you're just gonna have to give this your very best. Same thing with you, Lee. Dang. Dude, it is so hard to get an editor. Okay. We got a lot happening all at once. Whoa, what is this? District Attorney Richard Stripes led an effort to disperse a homeless camp. Police officers and ordinary volunteers joined forces to clean up a tent city in Skid Row, which has become a regular fixture in the Los Angeles Crimes Chronicle. Murder and robbery are regular occurrences compared with other areas of the city. Richard Stripes spoke at the event to a journalist from the LA newspaper, making it into a political statement of his career. This places a festering wound on our city. Between the thieves and the corrupt officials in the mayor's office, they're turning our beautiful, flourishing Los Angeles into a slum. I will not stand by watching this disgrace in silence. I'm not going to wait and do nothing. I'm choosing to fight. I've decided I'll be joining the mayoral elections, and I'm confident the people of the city will support me. All right. In bed with the mob. More problems. What do we got here? In a bank robbery scene, the extras don't look too scared. The director tried his best, but he couldn't make them seem afraid of the robbers. Reshoot the scenes until it looks convincing. Film will be 40% slower for 10 days. Let one of the robbers actually pistol whip a hostage. It will be a high quality film, but it will decrease our reputation by 3. Stop wasting time on this and move on. Damn, if I was friends with the mafia, like, we're working on that. Okay. Actually pistol whip a hostage for a higher quality film. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Oops. I mean, it's Hollywood, right? You have to make some sacrifices. And the dude was an extra too. Oh my god. Well, I mean, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Stanley Kubrick would be proud. That's sometimes you gotta bleed for art, right? Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us, but we'll find out in the next one, guys. If you saw this video, give it a like, and if you like this video, consider subscribing. I love creating content for you guys, and I'm enjoying Hollywood Animal so much. I'm addicted at this point. I will see you soon, and we're gonna get our mob stories and things like that out there, and hopefully keep pushing forward to make National Baboon a success. See y'all later. Bye.